If you're watching this video, chances are you have a trade business and you want to achieve one of two things. One being you either want to scale your business and generate more leads consistently so that you can actually grow the business, or two, you already have a big business, but your customer acquisition cost, your CAC, is a bit too high and you want to look for alternative methods on how to decrease it. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is demonstrating all the marketing funnels that we have for trade businesses that can not only help you get more leads consistently for your business, but it can also help you reduce your customer acquisition cost by getting more leads for a better cost that are also better quality, so that you or your sales team can close more jobs for less cost, leaving you with more net profit in your back pocket. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Andrei Florin. I'm the owner of Trading Marketing Pros. We've been in business for 4 years now, and what we do here at Trading Marketing Pros is we install marketing funnels, which I'm about to show you right now. And what those marketing funnels can do is essentially they are just systems to actually generate good leads for your business so that you don't have to worry about where the next lead is coming in, and you also know that there are consistent good leads coming through the door every single day. And why you would even consider watching this video at all is that I'm actually a plumber by trade. I spent 5 years on the tools, in the trenches, just like you, but I've also spent 2 years doing sales, marketing, and operations for a business doing $1 million a month. We had 30 staff that I am managing, so I have the sales and marketing, as well as even the operations experience for running a trade business that already deals with homeowners. What you're going to learn in this video is all the possible systems available for you and your trade business, depending on what circumstance that you're in specifically, and how you can actually generate good, consistent leads every single day. And without further ado, let's hop straight into it. If we're looking at your trade business, it consists of lead generation. So that is, how do you even get your inquiries in the first place? From there, we have sales. So how do we actually turn those leads into a closed job? And then once the job is actually closed and you've got the quote, you've got it over the line, then we have fulfillment. And what this video is going to be all about is lead gen. I would argue that by far the most important thing to any business is lead gen, because if you can't generate leads or you don't have anyone inquiring with your business, you do not have sales and you most certainly don't have a job to do. So by far, you need to sort out lead generation. You need to put the systems in place that you require as a business to consistently generate these leads so that you can get consistent sales, and therefore you can actually hire more team members to do the work so that you can actually grow a business. What does that even look like? What do I need to do for my trade business in order to actually achieve this? Well, there's quite a few things that you can do. Now, what you'll realize is I haven't put flyers on here. Now, flyers are very good. However, you do need to send out several thousand just to test to see if it'll even work. That's not a service we offer at all, but I do encourage you to do flyers as long as you actually have some sort of offer. If we look at this funnel, what you'll notice is it gets very big up at the top, just like that. And then as we go down towards the sales process we mentioned before, it gets smaller. And then by the bottom, this is the bottom of the funnel, which is our job sold. What that is the further down the funnel we go, the less amount of leads you're gonna get. At no point in your business are you ever gonna get 100 leads come through the door and 100 closed jobs. That's not gonna happen, and therefore that's why the funnel actually gets smaller. So let's run through a few of these and what they actually look like. So first of all, you've got word of mouth referrals. Quite simple. This is just either your existing jobs that you already have and they've come back to do another job. This would be the best thing for you if you are a plumber or a sparky and you're just consistently doing the same customers, over decades. Next, we've got Google Maps. Now, Google Maps is by far the most underrated thing ever. Google Maps is when someone looks up a local plumber in the area, local sparky, landscaper, whatever it may be, they find your business and all your great reviews and they inquire with you. Now, why that's so powerful is because one, it's free, it doesn't cost you any money, but two, and more importantly, because they've already looked through your reviews, they are already somewhat warmed up to your business, so your closing rate should actually be a lot higher on those specific leads. So you can see right here, a client of mine, North Lakes Plumbing, we have 163 reviews, we have 4.8 stars, and you can see all the great pictures with their business. If someone is in North Lakes, Brisbane, and they type in plumber and they see this business, chances are they're gonna get clicked on a lot more because they got so many reviews. The reviews are actually good and they actually have photos. So this is a great free way of generating leads and is by far the best one you should be doing, especially if you're a smaller business. Next is SEO. Now, if you don't know what SEO is basically having your website out on the internet and it is optimized for Google's liking so that when someone looks up plumber, electrician, bathroom renovation, you actually show up first in that top spot, just like this, which is always what you want to do. Now, SEO is technically free. It doesn't cost anything to do. However, you probably do not have the skills and expertise to do proper SEO optimization on your website, so you will be hiring someone else to fulfill this service. SEO is great because if you can rank number one, let's say for plumber near me, and you're in Sydney and there's 10 million people there, you're gonna get a lot of inquiries and they're gonna be good inquiries as well because a lot of people skip the Google ads and they go straight to the first position ranking. So this is a great one to have. However, this can take 3 to 12 months to actually work depending on how competitive your city even is. The more competitive, the harder it's gonna be. SEO is great. It does take a lot of time. And if you can't do it yourself, or chances are you can't, you need to pay someone. A good SEO service is anywhere between $3,000 and $10,000 a month. If you spend any less than $3K, you're not getting SEO. You are getting something else and you are 100% getting ripped off. So do not do SEO unless you're prepared to spend that amount of money per month. And just remember, even if you are spending that amount of money, it's going to take a bit of time to actually take effect, but it is absolutely a valuable asset to have in your marketing funnel because it's going to get you more leads, they're going to be better quality, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Definitely do it. Next, we have Facebook ads. Now, a lot of people say that Facebook ads don't work. I've tried Facebook ads before, and we just got a bunch of rubbish leads. Now, that is true if you don't do it correctly. And the thing you need to realize is people are not on Facebook ads to buy whatever service you have. They are on Facebook ads to watch stupid videos and just completely zone out from reality. That being said, you can still get good leads from Facebook ads. And I'll put a little screenshot of what an ad might look like on Facebook ads, but essentially we want to beat around the bush and not directly offer our service, but instead point out a problem and offer the solution. So what that might look like for hot water is, hey, do you have an old hot water system that could be running up your energy bill without you even knowing it? So take our free quiz about your hot water system and save upwards of $3,000 not upgrading to a brand new system, but instead just getting a repair. Now that we've clicked on our ad, we go to what's called a landing page. In this case, it's a funnel page. Could you be wasting $3,000 plus keeping an old hot water system? Take our 2-minute free hot water check and discover whether you need a full replacement or a simple, cheaper fix. Now, between me and you, business owners, I don't want to be doing repairs. I want to do full replacement. So what I'm doing is I'm asking people specific questions about their hot water system and seeing what pain points they have so that my sales process is easier because I already know what the pain points are. What we're doing is we're getting leads through another medium, and because these homeowners have already answered all the questions I might need, it just makes it so much easier for me, and I have a more qualified lead that is already aware of my brand and what solution I can provide for them. So yes, Facebook ads absolutely does work. It is a great return on investment, and I have clients spending as little as $5,000 on Facebook ads, and they are getting upwards of $200,000 in return. There is absolutely a great investment to be made here. You can get upwards of 40x return on your investment. Next, we have Google Ads. Now, Google Ads is quite simply, if someone looks up a service that they need, the first place they go is Google, and then they find your ad. Now, what you need to keep in mind about Google Ads is a lot of people skip the Google Ads So you don't want to be generic with your Google Ads. You actually want to put in headlines that are unique and actually make you stand out as a business. And a lot of people, what they do wrong is they don't stand out at all when they use their Google Ads. So if I just look up plumber near me, I've got all these businesses that have paid to be on Google Maps. And then I haven't got any ads yet. So maybe if I go to page 2, I'll look at a different city. Here we have a whole bunch of ads. So plumber near me, same day plumbing service, Sydney plumber specialist, $0 call out, and then 60-minute plumber, $0 call out. So this guy has put $0 call out twice. It looks stupid. So if this is you, you need to sort that out. But you can see here, all of these look the same. And if you want to do Google Ads well, get a higher click-through rate, so more people actually click into your service, you need to stand out. So to make Google Ads work, stand out more, have better pictures, have more unique headlines, as well as landing pages. Next part of the marketing funnel that you can do as a business is content. Now, content is huge. If you start producing content, educational content, might I add, as well as YouTube, you can do silly stuff on TikTok if that's your branding, or even Facebook. A lot of your clients are going to be on Instagram and Facebook, and you will be absolutely astonished at what you can do with these two platforms, especially even YouTube. So if I quickly just demonstrate the great example that I have. So if we look at these home inspectors, especially one in Australia, these guys are making educational videos, and guess who's going to watch them? Homeowners, the ideal client. Like this guy here, he's got almost 200K subs. This guy is getting daily phone calls because someone has watched their videos. I can tell you now the conversion rate from lead to actually close job is going to be very high with this guy because of all the content that he's made. Now, this does take work. It does take time. The return on investment long-term is insane. If you do content, strongly recommend you put it as part of your funnel. The next part of the funnel is, now that we're getting all this attention, we need to actually funnel it somewhere to convert the visitor into an actual lead. There's a number of things that we can do. We can send them to a website. We can have a specific website selling a specific service. We can do a lead form if it's Facebook ads. We can do specific landing pages, or we can even do an email sign up. Actually, what this might look like is if I just click on one of these ads, we can see where this competitor is actually showing their ad. And in this case, it looks like it's just their website, nothing too special, but this is how they are actually getting leads. The Google ad is then going to a landing page, and then on here I should have the opportunity to call them or leave my name and details so that they can give me a call back. With Facebook ads, you can do a simple lead form, so someone just types in their information for someone to call back, or we could even put them in an email sign up to go on our email list so that we can keep emailing them for free forever. That's another thing that we can do. And if you want to see what more of these videos look like, I can link them all to my YouTube channel where you can see more of this in depth, but I think you get the picture. Next, we need to actually put in some automations in order to actually see what these people want. So what that might look like is immediately put them into an email flow, just giving them some more information about our company, like all our case studies, all our reviews, video testimonials, just great stuff like that to start building rapport immediately and acknowledging, hey, you've just inquired with ABC Plumbing. We're here to help. Here's some great information about our company and why customers choose us over the competitors. From there, we can even send automatic emails that look like they're manually sent to get some more information. We can even send automated text messages to acknowledge that, hey, we've got your inquiry, and then someone will call back soon. Or you can even send automated text messages through AI systems that we implement, where it will communicate with the customer, and based on what they say, the AI is going to respond differently. And why that's good is because this can automatically follow up with your leads, so anyone that's wasting your time, you can kick them out of the funnel before they even go through. However, if you want to do things more manually, you can absolutely just give them a call, ideally sooner rather than later. There is an actual scientific study that I can show on the screen here that if you call your leads within 5 minutes, you are 100 times more likely to get a hold of them and close the job in comparison to calling them later. And you can see as time goes on, this graph actually shrinks. So 10 your best leads, you can actually even double your business just by calling your leads a lot quicker. From there, very important, we need to put them through our sales process. And I like to call this the initial qualification process, because we don't want to be going to a site visit on every single job knowing that they're going to waste our time, or they are not being entirely truthful with us, and therefore they don't have any buying intention whatsoever. So we need to kick them out of the funnel to avoid wasting our time. So again, we can decrease our customer acquisition cost. And what that looks like, we simply just want to know straight off the bat, are they interested or are they not interested? Now, real quick, if they are not interested, that's totally fine. We're going to ask for someone who is interested. You know, we've spent a lot of time and money getting this lead in the first place, and it would be totally wasteful to let them leave the phone call while you're on there and not ask for a referral. And if they're not willing to budge, you can even give them an offer of maybe groceries or petrol or whatever you guys might have that might be so great, because you want to incentivize them to give you the referral. Not everyone's just going to willingly give you a referral for free, especially if you haven't even done any business with them. Now that we've confirmed that they are interested, we're going to explore the reason for reaching out. That might just simply look like, hey Sally, we just saw that you reached out on our website. Just want to see more or less what the inquiry was about, just to see if we can even help you. Or you can say, just saw your inquiry online. What's happening for you right now in your life that made you reach out and look for a solution? Those are two ways you can do it. There's absolutely a whole number of other ways you can do it as well. Then you want to confirm the intent. You want to just simply ask them, like, what were you hoping to get out of this phone call? And a lot of people say they're just looking for a price, and that's fine. You can then put them on an email nurture sequence, because it's going to be hard to overcome that objection, especially if that is what they're looking for. Or you can actually overcome it straight away and ask them, you know, by giving you a price, what were you hoping to get out of it? Again, you want to confirm the real intent here. Then you want to ask them qualifying questions about your service, especially if you are providing a higher ticket service, such as landscaping or renovations. Do they even have money for your service? Because if they don't, you're quite simply wasting your time right now. But you can put them on the email nurture sequence, which we'll talk about in a second. That way, the perfectly good lead is not going to waste. Then you want to confirm the timeline and urgency. Like, how badly do these guys actually want a solution? Do they want a solution now, or do they want a solution in the future? Because if they don't want a solution right now, you don't want to be wasting your time just now. You want to give them all the correct information for when they are ready to make that decision. Then you are top of mind for them. After that, you want to really understand the decision-making process. So, is the person you're speaking with the decision maker, or is there a wife or husband involved that would be heavily involved in this decision? You do not want to be pitching just to one person, especially if the other person is not there. That will be a smoke screen, and it'll be a great reason for people to tell you that actually I can't go through with it right now because my husband said no. However, if they were there, you could have overcome any objections right on the spot. And again, for whatever reason people don't qualify, remember the nurture sequence. You want to create an email flow to keep these people top of mind here in your email flows, because you don't want leads to be going to waste. You want to nurture them over time. You want to educate them about your service, especially if you are a more premium service. People aren't always going to understand why you cost so much, and therefore you need to nurture them. Now, once you've gone through the qualification process, now you can discover, are they unqualified, are they qualified, or are they not interested? If they're not interested, that's fine. We're going to ask for a referral offer, and if that isn't successful, then don't bother putting them on the nurture sequence, because if they're never going to be qualified, there's no point of sending them an email at all. Now, if someone is qualified, then we're going to send them to the warm-up page. What that's going to be is a simple page saying, thank you for your inquiry. You have booked in a site visit for us, and here is some pre-site visit materials that you should watch so that you better understand the process, especially if you're providing a higher ticket service. And that can be simply full of case studies. It can be full of free educational video content that you haven't posted publicly yet. It could be video testimonials, or it could be a video sales letter about your business, showing them exactly what you're about, what you do, your story, all that great stuff that helps build rapport with the customer so that your conversion rate is more likely to be higher, because you've got all this great content, and it is absolutely something that we set up. From there, you're going to have someone in the office set the appointment for the site visit. Then you're going to get the site visit done. This is pretty self-explanatory stuff now. Your quote is approved, and then you eventually have a sold job. Now, when you do have a sold job, again, you want to nurture them to the referral offer. You don't want perfectly good leads to go to waste. You want to continue selling to the leads you have so that you can keep compounding your lead engine. You want to keep maximizing everything here. There is no point in letting anything go to waste. If we let things go to waste, we're leaving money on the table. And by the way, if you want us to build the system out for you, we've done it hundreds of times now. You can absolutely inquire with my team below, and we can help you build this out. However, if you are a smaller business and you can't necessarily go through an entire system like this, because obviously it is a lot of work and it does require a team, we can absolutely do a smaller funnel for someone, let's say more at 100K. And that can be as simple as just doing some simple Facebook and Google ads up here at the top. Then we've got lead forms and landing pages. We'll do the same flows that we did before. We're going to see if they're qualified or unqualified, and then send them through the same warm-up pages just like that. And again, this is a much smaller funnel, but it absolutely works, and you can still get really good business out of this. So you can start with this funnel that we have right here and actually scale your way up to this one that's going to bring in a lot more business for your business. Now, if we dove deeper into one of the systems, you can see here for Facebook ads, for example, a hot water sales funnel that we have that is the funnel. Our starting budget is $2K per month, for example, which is $70 a day. It's going to be a Facebook campaign. We're going to target homeowners with near death or they're wishing to upgrade. So that is the specific demographic. From there, we have 5 unique offers that we're going to be testing, running ads for. Eventually, you're going to find one that does a lot better than the other, and that's the one you're going to scale, put more money against. We're going to have qualifying questions in our contact form. So if they're unqualified, we'll add them to our sales process and get a referral. So again, it doesn't go to waste. If they're qualified, worst case scenario, we get 40 leads for the month with that $2,000 we spend. We add them to our sales process that we talked about before. We call the leads as soon as possible. Super important that we do that. We book in the site visit as fast as we can as well. The longer you leave things, the more likely people are to either forget, not be interested, or whatever. So you want to book the site visit quickly. We're going to send the quote just like that, and we're going to close the job. The whole idea here is this is a unique funnel that you can use for your business that will bring in more consistent jobs. After we've worked with the business and built out this funnel here, now we need to figure out how we're going to get more net profit in the business. So what that might look like, and I've got a whole video explaining what this looks like, is essentially we're going to look at all our acquisition channels at the top. We're going to detail them here below, and what we're going to find out is what was the number of leads we got from that channel and what was the cost that we spent. Once we figure out the cost and the number of leads, then we find out our cost per lead. Then once we go further down the sales process with the discovery, the site visits, and the quoted as well as the closed jobs, then we keep going down the funnel, and right here we can determine what percent didn't go through, what percent did, just like here. And then once they're qualified, then we see how many booked and did not book. And then from there, how many quoted and did not quote. And then from there, we can figure out how many were not sold, how many ghosted us, and how many actually sold. Once we have these details and we've looked at all the numbers at the end of the month, quarter, or even year, then we know where money needs to be spent in which acquisition channel in order to get the best results. How are we going to get more leads for less cost so we can lower our customer acquisition cost and have more net profit in our back pocket? So that was more or less an overview of what marketing and even sales funnels look like. And it is a great way for you as a trade business to get more leads and get more sales so that you can grow a successful business. If you look at some of the biggest companies in your local area, you're going to find they have some version or all of this funnel already installed, and that's why you are being left behind. They have the best advertising, they have the best acquisition channels, They're utilizing everything. They have the best websites. They have a sales team calling these leads and booking in the jobs. And this is more or less what you're lacking in your business. And this is what you need in order to scale your business. And again, if you have a great sales process, the quality of lead, even someone tire kicking, you can definitely turn them around based on how well you incorporate this funnel to make sure you get less tire kickers out there and how to actually convert them, because you're always going to get some rubbish leads, but it's all about maximizing the return on investment, working with the leads, working with the marketing, having sales, marketing, and even fulfillment working together so that you can grow a more successful business. That's going to be it for this training. I hope you enjoyed the training and had a good overview of what a marketing and sales funnel looks like so that you can actually grow a bigger business and you have a better understanding of how it all works so that you can incorporate it for yourself. However, if you are a business owner and you don't necessarily have time or the expertise, or you just want a solution that's not going to screw up and just make money straight away, you can actually book a call with my team below and we can absolutely help you implement this entire funnel so that you can get more leads for a better cost and have more net profit in your back pocket. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you book a call below this video, have a look at all our case studies, have a look at all our testimonials with real business owners so that you can have a better idea of what it's actually like working with not only me, but our business.